In this video, you're going to learn exactly how to build a predictable and reliable PMU business in under 90 days using a PMU freedom engine. So you can get more revenue, focus on just being the artist, and enjoy more freedom. And that's all without stressing over social media, worrying where your next booking is coming from, or handling all the admin and inquiries in your business. Okay, so first off, you might be wondering, what does this young kid know about growing a PMU business? So that's why I need to do some bragging here. So basically, I've been helping PMU artists implement the PMU Freedom Engine for 9 months now, and have helped clients 4 to 7x their money using the same system. And just recently, I helped Natalie double her client base in just 29 days using the exact same system that I'm about to show you. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into the training. Okay. So, if you're a PMU artist who's looking to grow their business, get more clients consistently, enjoy more freedom, and be able to just focus on being the artist and doing the actual treatments that you love, then this training is for you, because this training is only made for the PMU artists out there who is driven to hit their business goals and not afraid to reinvest in their business. So if that's you, then keep watching, because when implemented, the free info that I'm about to show you can make you $100,000. So yeah. Let's run it. Let's get into it. Okay, so first off, these are old, outdated methods that you may have tried that people have, told you to do for your business to get clients. So yeah, let's get into them. So the first one is relying on word of mouth to get clients, which is unreliable and frankly unscalable. The second one is posting on social media, maybe burning out with content that you're pushing out, hoping you'll finally crack the algorithm and get more clients that way. And the third way is maybe you've tried or are trying Facebook ads and getting low quality leads or just none at all. So let's get into the first method. So if you are relying on word of mouth to get clients right now, maybe you do think that it's actually doing well for your business because maybe that's how you're getting a large part of your clients right now. But if you are seeing consistent months right now, like some months are slower than others, some months you might even worry where your next booking is coming from. But then some months, are better, so you kind of have those like roller coaster months in terms of your income being unreliable, frankly. So the truth is that if you are dealing with what I just mentioned, then that's likely, and I can near guarantee that it's because of word of mouth. I do just want to preface that by saying, it's not your fault, because you are probably told at some point that if you just keep on doing the great work, then referrals and word of mouth will keep coming. But the thing is that referrals create inconsistent months because, well, first off, word of mouth eventually dries up. So with word of mouth, if it's like fishing from the same pond, because let's say you have a set amount of fish in there. Let's say there's like 10, 15 fish. Then if you keep fishing, obviously you're gonna eventually run out of fish. So like if you keep getting new clients from the same pool of like the same social group of friends and family, referring one another, then eventually you're gonna run out of those referrals. So that's also why, if you are seeing like a drop in clients and you might think it's like the economy, that's also why it's not the economy, because it's just simply the nature of word of mouth potentially drying up in your business. And the second reason is that word of mouth is basically hope marketing. So the reason it's so unreliable really is that it's relying on your last client's good word, so that not only they have friends looking to get their brows done, but also that they're willing to sell you just on their own accord and get their friends to book in with you. So that's why word of mouth is so inconsistent, because it just completely depends on the client. So the issue with word of mouth, especially if you want to grow your PMU business, is that you can't plan when your next client is going to come in. So, you find that you're getting stressed on the slow months, sometimes even worrying where your next booking is coming from. And the second reason is that you can't decide to rapidly get more clients just like that. So you can't reliably scale up your business and actually be where you want to be in life because of your business, not being able to grow because you can't scale word of mouth. And the second outdated method that you might be trying is posting on social media. So maybe this resonates you. So maybe you thought, or you've said before, if I could just find out how to finally crack the algorithm, then I'd go viral and I'd have plenty of clients. Or maybe you're just tired of constantly spending time editing and posting content and being on like the content hamster wheel, if you will. And so, posting on social media, that may be working for you a bit as well, just like word of mouth. But the thing is that similar to referrals, it's also inconsistent, because just how many clients you get each month is dependent on what the algorithm gods, what they decide is a worthy reel or post to actually push and get views on, and then get clients. So that's why, one post may get like 1,000 views and you get a couple clients, but then the next one, maybe you even make it similar way, but then it just gets like a couple of views and you don't really get any clients from it. So that's why it's also inconsistent. So why would you put yourself through the pain of being on content hamster wheel to, stress posting on Instagram and then only to see a lack of real results and still having consistent months? Because you don't become a PMU artist to stress about lighting, captions, engagement rates. You did this to help other women. Okay. So the third method that you might be trying or may have tried to get more clients is Facebook ads, so meta ads, So maybe you found yourself dealing with low quality leads, or maybe you just had very few leads at all. And the reason for that is with Facebook ads, people interested in permanent makeup, they don't scroll hoping to find a PMU artist. I'll get to that later on. When you do run meta ads, you're more likely to track leads that aren't ready to book, just because these are people that are just doom scrolling for entertainment, really. So they're not really interested in permanent makeup. They're not ready to book in right now. So that's why you do get low quality leads with permanent makeup, and why you might just have the problem of not getting enough leads in the first place. And once again, that's not your fault, because you don't sign up to be the marketer. Like, you just wanted to be the PMU artist. You're not like meant to know this, really. So it's just mainly that most Facebook ad agencies, if you've dealt with them before, that wanted to run your ads, they don't really care about you. They just see you as a number, really. So that's why they run these ads that don't really work. And the problem with that is that with little to no, low quality leads, then you're wasting time every day, texting or calling people who don't really want your help. Or you're just paying an agency or and Facebook each day, but only to burn that money and not get a return on investment. So, why would you put yourself through that pain again? Okay, so now on the flip side, imagine a world where you know exactly how many clients you get each month. In that world, you're no longer stressing over social media, eating up your time. You're no longer worrying about where your next booking is actually coming from and being unable to grow and reach the next level. And you're no longer sitting in pain talking with leads who don't actually want to book and might just end up ghosting you. So instead, you're able to focus on just being the artist or hiring staff to do that for you, and you won't even have to deal with inquiries again. Okay, so how would that impact your life? It would probably allow for the predictability that you might currently be struggling with, to be able to enjoy more family time, freedom, or holidays, whatever you like. So now let me show you exactly how to get there, like the roadmap forward, so you can implement it for yourself. And by the way, this is what clients pay me $4,000 to implement for them. So I guess, yeah, use it wisely. So it's called the PMU Freedom Engine, and essentially it has 3 stages. So it has stage 1, attract, where you attract 15 plus new clients each month predictably without stressing over social media and posting, or worrying where your next booking is coming from. And then the second phase is ascend. So that's where you boost profits without really working harder. And then the third phase is automate, and this is where you'll never have to reply to inquiries again, and instead just be able to focus on your actual clients and doing the treatments. Okay, so first off is the attract phase. I've just broken it down into 3 steps here, just so I can explain it to you easily and you can actually understand and actually implement and take action. So in the attract phase, we use Google Ads, but done the right way. So if you tried Google Ads before, I found that there's 95% of agencies, or if you've done the campaign yourself, that often there's one crucial step that's skipped, and that's why the campaign fails. So we obviously don't skip that step, and that's why our Google Ads actually work. So I'll come on to that in a sec, and just step 2 of this diagram. But essentially, if you haven't heard of Google Ads before, you're still not quite sure on how they work. So essentially, they allow you to shop first on Google. So when you're a potential client in your area is searching for like microblading near me, then you're going to come up first. So you're going to build up like more trust that way, because you're first, you'll have more credibility that way, and you'll basically be seen as a like proven, credible option, and over your competition, really. And about 70 to 75% of clicks, just statistically, will go to you just by being first on Google. And the key here is that these clients are ready to book. They've already done their research on permanent makeup. They already know that they want to book. They're just looking for the best artist near them, and so that they're not passively doom scrolling on Facebook or Instagram. And so in terms of the actual Google ad that we run, this is our highest performing ad so far. So you can screenshot that and just really just swap it out for your own unique information. It's pretty simple to do that. I also have videos exactly on how to set up Google Ads step by step, so you can check those out on my channel as well. But then in terms of after, your potential client who is ready to book right now has clicked on your ad, then we don't take them to a homepage. And I have a whole story behind this as well to make it simple to understand. But instead we take them to something called a landing page. So basically a landing page is still on your website, but it's like a separate page and it's just focused on browse. And so when you do run an ad like this, it links up perfectly with the ad to get you more bookings compared to with a homepage. And so basically, if we were to skip the step, and this is what most Google Ads campaigns that I see that have failed, most of them do skip the step and they just run ads to the homepage, and that's not what I'd recommend. So instead, I'd recommend creating a landing page which positions you as a go-to artist in the area, and yeah, gets more bookings that way. So the story behind this is that basically landing pages are a lot more simple, and that's why they get more bookings. Whereas home pages, they have lots of different links. They'll have all your different services on there, maybe an about me section, services, pricing, portfolio, like a bunch of different links. So the information is scattered across multiple pages. So that basically just causes overwhelm, and confused customer does not buy. Whereas with a landing page, which is far more simple, I'll be showing you an example just a sec, so you can screenshot that and use it again. A landing page is much more simple, so it gets more bookings and a lot more. I'll get onto some proof in a sec. But in terms of the story, so just for context, before, like a while ago, maybe 5, 6 years back when I was younger, I used to work in an ice cream shop, and that was basically my first job. And we'd see people, obviously, they'd come in and they just, ask to order straight away. They'd say like, can I have a cone with pistachio, vanilla, or whatever they wanted. But instead of just taking their order straight away, we'd redirect them to like these screens that we had, like these big screens which had about like 10 different dessert options. So like not just ice cream, but like hot chocolates or coffee, all the different options, like 10, 12 of those. And then, multiple different flavors that you had to scroll and find. And then like different like upsells that we tried to put in like in the whole process. So essentially it was super complicated. And what we'd see is that people who'd come up to us fast, and then we'd have to send them away to the screens because that was just our policy. Then a lot of them would just end up leaving the shop, so they wouldn't even buy. And the key here is that after a couple months of running, we saw like so many of them just leaving without even buying, just because of that policy that we had, and we actually changed it, and we just started taking their orders straight away, and then basically revenue increased by a lot, just because loads of we didn't have all of those people just leaving straight up just because they got confused by the screens and didn't really see the point. So just the key here, just to bring it back to the video basically, is that the homepage is like sending people to the screens where they're interested in browse. They clicked on the ad here for browse, as you can see, just browse, because that's what I recommend you do. Just target browse, because that's what people are actually searching for. Whereas for like lips and eyeliner, there aren't enough people searching for that yet. So basically the homepage is like the screens. So the screens have multiple different options, all your different services, like all the different dessert options, and basically it's confusing. Whereas, when a customer comes in and they're ready to book, they just want their browse done basically, then instead you should just basically take their order right away, if that makes sense, and send them to the landing page, which I'll be showing you in a sec, which is super simple and just focused on getting them to book in for that consultation, which is exactly what they want to do. So yeah, I hope that made sense, and let me just show you the landing page now. Okay, so this is what the landing page looks like. So as you can see, I've put in the square brackets so you can actually screenshot this and just swap it out with your own information and actually get bookings with it. So you can implement it for yourself. But basically how it works is that it's just focused on browse, like I said, and it's got no extra links at the top. So it's just super simple in that way. It doesn't overwhelm the clients. And yes, it's basically like how I explained, and this gets a lot more bookings than the homepage. I actually did a test on that, and when we ran traffic to people who have clicked on an ad to the landing page, then there were 124% more bookings. So basically more than double in bookings, just because, like I said, it's a lot less overwhelming, it's far more simple, and it just it like answers their questions and then leads into the next step, which, in the ice cream scenario was like ordering straight away, and then this scenario is just booking in for that free brow consultation as soon as possible. Okay, so that's the second step there. And then the third step is, just because Google ads are paid ads, then your business growth basically just becomes maths. So you can just increase your ad spend and get more clients. So, you can increase X, which is ad spend, to get more of Y, which is getting more clients. You can just do that on demand, really. So, and that's unlike word of mouth. You can't like work more than 10 hours a day to get more clients, so then more clients will refer you, and instead you can just increase ad spend and get more clients that way. Okay, so that leads us on to the second step of the PMU Freedom Engine, and that's your send phase. So after your clients, after your new clients from the Google ad get their first treatments, then we make sure they come back for more, for lips, eyeliner, just more treatments. So this is the script we use. It works really well, and basically how that works is that we usually give our clients this script, and then they ask their clients at the end of their treatment, so then they book in for multiple treatments. So you can literally picture increasing revenue per client, by 2x, just by getting them to book in for another treatment, and just by putting in like 30 seconds of your time to literally ask the above script. So yeah, that's why that stage is great. And then we have the third phase, which is the automate phase. So this is where we automate all your inquiries that you're getting from SMS, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and we use Kyra, your AI personal assistant, who turns leads into clients just on autopilot. So basically, Kyra is connected to your Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, like I mentioned just a sec ago, to reply to all your inquiries and get basically, yeah, leads. It asks a couple of questions, goes back and forth, and it does all of that for you on autopilot. So then you just get clients instead of having to reply to inquiries. So I have a full video on that where you can watch. That will be linked below, and that literally explains step by step on how to actually do that. So yeah, with this step here, the benefit is that you'll never have to spend 10 plus hours each week replying to leads again, and instead you'll literally just get book consults in your calendar, so you can just focus on being an artist, really. So now here's some proof on the PMU Freedom Engine. So clients like Natalie saw a 4x return on the Google Ads campaign. So basically, for context, you put in 2K, you get 14K out. And then in just 29 days, her client base more than doubled. That's just a testimonial there. Or clients like Nicole, who saw a 7x return on Google Ads campaigns, so put in 1K, get 7K out, and no longer has to reply to inquiries ever, just because of the Kyra AI, and then easily upsells 3 clients per week using the proven script that I showed you. So you might have seen this part of the video and just be thinking like, okay, look, Steph, I don't need Google Ads because I already have good SEO. I'm already ranking first on Google right now. So to that, I would say, I've worked with PMU artists who already had top SEO rankings, but by running the ad, we were able to have multiple listings at the top of Google. So not just one listing, but 2, 3. And then we literally became the only choice in the area. So for example, like clients like Natalie, she also had top SEO rankings, but by running the ad, she didn't see a decrease in SEO performance at all. And obviously her client base more than doubled. So the Google ad was bringing in a lot of clients as well. Or you might be thinking, Steph, my website already works to get inquiries, so I don't need a landing page. So, I mean, if your website's already working, that's great. But like I said before, I can guarantee that landing page would perform much better. So, for example, clients like Nicole, we're getting bookings from her homepage as well, just through Google. But the landing page that we use and are using right now performed 124% better. So basically, she was getting double the bookings from the landing page compared to just a homepage. So that's just to flesh out the example I gave before. Okay, so now that I've basically revealed to you the whole process, and there's literally been no gatekeeping at all. I've literally revealed the entire process. If you want to go more in depth, you can check out that YouTube video on how to automate your inquiries. But other than that, I'm showing you the complete process for free. So now you have 2 ways to go. So you could pick the DIY path, which is trying it on your own. There's some risk with that, but you can just take the years that it's taken me to learn this, $1,000 I spent on ads to actually refine this process and get it to where it is now. But it's probably going to take you 10 to 12 hours just to get everything set up. And then, it may not work at first. Maybe you get like a tech headache and you just leave it on the side. And then like that, you'd be missing out on $1,000 in revenue each month just by, having it, not really fully implementing it and just leaving it there. So I don't want to see you lose months of extra revenue only to then come back to me and ask for my help. So what I recommend you do is pick the done for you path. So that's faster, it's proven, it's supported, one to one, and you get the proven expertise of my team and I to do it all for you. So you don't even have to lift a finger. And so that way you can build a predictable and reliable and consistent PMU business without stressing over marketing. And because we handle the back end, so you can just, focus on what you love. You can focus on doing the actual treatments. Okay, so to that you might be thinking, but money is tight right now, I don't really want to reinvest. Then I'd say, that's the exact reason that you do need help, because you shouldn't need to check your bank account to see if it even makes sense to reinvest in your business right now. Or if you're thinking, okay, well, I don't really have time for a call right now, I don't really want to get on a call, and I don't really have time for that. So to that, I'd say it's my promise that it will be the best 45 minutes you've ever spent on your business, because we'll do a deep dive onto your business situation. We'll find the main constraints stopping growth, stopping you from getting to the next level right now. And then I'll give you a roadmap of how to implement everything we just covered in this video, so you don't have to guess after watching this video, and I'll just give you clarity on exactly the steps that you need to take first and in which order, really. So the absolute worst case of booking a call is that you'll come out of it with a battle plan on how you can do this the right way. And yeah, like I said, not just guess after watching a video. But I do urge you to take action now. So either pick option one, or what I'd recommend is option two, which is booking a call below and just clicking the link below to book a call with me. Because unlike other agencies who might have just treated you like a number, I only take on 2 new clients per month, so I can give them my full one-to-one attention and do it all for them basically. So yeah, I do urge you to click the link below to book a call with me, just me personally, and yeah, and then we can get started and we can implement this all done for you. But if not, I hope you subscribe. You can check out the other videos on my channel, which go more in depth into the process, so I can guide you through it step by step on those videos. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a great day, and bye bye.